Hello and welcome to my channel, and welcome to Once Upon a Time, my thoughts on episode 15, Red Handed. Well, we've had to wait a long time for this one, but we finally get Ruby's story and Red Riding Hood's story. Except we don't get Red Riding Hood's story. What we get is an interpretation of the classic werewolf story using the Red Riding Hood characters. I suppose it had been too easy just to retell Red Riding Hood. We all know the Red Riding Hood story. And I thought it was a brilliant retelling. It had elements of Peter and the Wolf and of course Red Riding Hood. And it did remind me of the 1980s werewolf film A Company of Wolves starring Jennifer Connelly. It had the same kind of feel to it. I really enjoyed this episode. The only disappointment was, how did I not guess that Red was the wolf all along? The clues were scattered everywhere. I think I even mentioned a couple of them as I was reacting to it and still didn't make the connection. And I don't think anyone did. I was just reading a Wikipedia on the episode, and in the test viewing everyone was completely shocked at the twist. So I'm assuming that most, if you did guess it before the reveal, then well done to you, because it was beyond me and it was fantastic. In Storybrooke, we have yet another case of a character trying to escape their destinies, as Ruby quits her job at the diner and seeks to build a new life outside of Storybrooke. Luckily, she's picked up by Mary Margaret and Emma, who take her back to their house to let her figure things out for herself. And she ends up helping Emma in the disappearance of Katherine inquiry. She uses her wolf sense, although we don't know that at the time, to uncover a box, a jewellery box with, well, a heart in it. Oh, that was gross. And suddenly it's turned into a murder inquiry, and Mary Margaret, with her fingerprints all over, is the prime suspect. But we know she's not guilty, surely. We know this. Well, we have seen a dark side of Snow before, so it's reasonable to assume there is a dark side to Mary Margaret. But murder? Well, let's look at the other possibilities. Could it have been David? Again, I don't think so, but he was found wandering in the forest with no explanation of what he was doing. Literally just before they found the heart. And Mary Margaret and David were having an affair. They both had something to gain for Catherine's disappearance. But also there's Regina. Now, she is desperate to frame Snow White, or desperate to kill Snow White, desperate to hurt Mary Margaret and David in any way possible, and desperate to keep them apart. So maybe it was her, but then again, she has the power to kill just like that. You know, she did with the heart, with the Sheriff Graham. So I think if she wanted somebody out of the way, she could have done a much better job. And there's Mr. Gold. Of course, his motives in any situation are always suspect. His morals are dubious. Well, they're not dubious, actually. They're downright, they don't exist. He has no morals. He will do anything for the right price. So he could definitely be in the frame. And from a storybook point of view, Ruby cannot explain how she managed to find that box in the forest. So is she now a suspect? It brings up so many questions. and so many twists and turns in this inquiry. It's proving to be quite a distraction from the main storyline, which is getting back to Emma believing in the Enchanted Forest and the many, many worlds. Yeah, Operation Cobra seems to have got put on hold for quite some time now, hasn't it? So, some favourite moments, apart from obviously the big reveal. I loved seeing Ruby, sorry, get it right, Wilson. I keep making those mistakes. Because the characters are so intertwined. Red. I enjoyed seeing Red and Snow's first meeting and their bonding and their friendship develop. I'm beginning to see why Snow trusts Red with such secrets as her location, in view of the fact that she's wanted and will be killed if she's found. That's a hell of a secret to keep, and I can see why she trusts Red now. Peter. I enjoyed Peter's character. I thought that was a brilliant little reference, but it's a pity we didn't get to know him better because he got killed off. And I'm assuming that because he got killed off in the Enchanted Forest before the Dark Curse, that he wouldn't be resurrected in Storybook. So Red is actually separated from her true love. Actually separated. And I think I'd have a hard time actually blaming Regina for this one. I think I could try though. And of course that ending. We see Ruby go back to the diner. And another example of these themes that keep coming up in Once Upon a Time, at least in this season, of characters trying to escape from their assigned roles. We also had it with Prince James trying to run away from his responsibilities of marrying Princess Abigail. And again, we see her drawn back to the diner at the end and resuming her role as waitress. See, I don't know how this Dark Curse works. How it manages to know, because everyone's happiness is subjective. Some people it's being with their true love, but obviously in Ruby's case, her true love is already dead. So her happiness revolves around her job or something else. How does it know what to assign, what person, what job, and what life to give them? I don't know how this Dark Curse works, but you know, Rumpelstiltskin, his magic is shit powerful. Absolutely. I like Rumpelstiltskin, despite his dubiously moral character. I think he's behind this, to be quite honest. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Red Handed. A little quick one. Next up, Heart of Darkness. Catch you later. Bye bye.